Hi. Um, I would wanted to see, is everybody spotlighted right now?
We just see you, Michelle.
Okay, so I need to, where did we just do where I said I saw everybody spotlight? Okay, spotlight for everyone. Are we all spotlighted now? When Caitlin was talking, was she spotlighted?
Like, how about now? Do you just see me or do you hear just my voice?
I see you. Okay. So that's right. So when Kimberly's going, okay, cool. So I needed to remove the spotlight. So whoever's talking, okay, cool. Okay, great. I want to be able to see Kimberly and Ingrid.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm setting up my space. It's not going to be here. I'm doing that right now.
Okay, yeah, don't worry. So it won't go on to you until you're talking. So whoever's talking, that will be spotlighted.
Okay.
And so you're good to go. So it's okay if you want to mute.
Okay.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
Cool. Okay, so I know Amanda and Lonnie will be jumping on. And so I see we have a couple of attendees here. Hi, Jasmine and Jenna. Yay. We are live streaming this to YouTube, and we're going to be recording it and then cutting it and adding it to our landing page for people who aren't able to join today. So we'll get officially started in just 1 minute here, just to see if to wait for the other two. And if not, we'll just get started.
I just wanted to test it. Do you see my little box still or do you just see interpreter talking?
I see your box, interpreter talking, right?
Oh, awesome. All right. Sounds
Yes.
good.
Oh, so actually, let's practice that right now. I'm going to spotlight Kimberly while you're talking. Can you do that again?
Alrighty. So how is this? Are we just looking at Kimberly right now and seeing ASL interpreter talking at the top of the screen?
Cool. So it works.
Awesome. All right. Perfect.
Yay. Great. Now I will remove spotlight. Okay. Yay, yay. Thank you everybody for being here. Welcome, welcome. My name is Michelle Pasos and I am the, reminder to press record, starting again. Okay, thanks, Ash.
Also, do you want Kimberly on right now or do you want her video closed while you speak?
Her video can be on because it'll just spotlight whoever's talking. Cool. Okay. Stop video. Where's record? Record to the cloud. Yay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Welcome, welcome. My name is Michelle Pasos, and my pronouns are she, her. And I am the co-founder and the owner of United Yoga Studio here in San Dimas. And we are so excited because today we are launching our nonprofit, the United Collective. And our mission is to create more community here and more equitable and diverse spaces. And we provide different trainings and workshops, classes, retreats, and they're all rooted in yogic philosophy and other modern wellness modalities. And so our intention today is to specifically raise funds for our yoga teacher training scholarships. In the last 5 or 4 years, we have done and given our community lots of opportunities to have an accessible training. And we have done 8 teacher trainings and have given away thousands and thousands of dollars for people to be able to get certified and to become yoga asana teachers, meditation guides, movement facilitators, and to be able to do it in their own communities. And so the intention today is for you to hear from a few people who have received scholarships and to let you know what an impact it has had on their own life. And so I'm really excited for you to meet them. And before we get started, we're going to actually do a little bit of grounding and breath work. I know that I need it. And so wherever you are, you can close your eyes, or you can have a soft gaze out in front of you, or anywhere in between, and start to bring your awareness to your feet or to your sit bones, any part of your body that is being supported right now. Just noticing the contact points. And then from that base of support, drawing your energy, lifting up a little bit taller, pulling up through the crown of the head, opening up your heart. And then let's start to connect to our breath. You don't have to change anything. Just simply notice your breath and how it's moving. You might even place a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly. And then we could take 3 cleansing breaths as a community, emptying all of our air out first. Big inhale in. Big breath out. Two more of those. One more. And taking a moment to notice what 3 cleansing breaths can do for you, for your mind, your body, your spirit. I'd like to take this opportunity to give gratitude for all of the teachers and students of this ancient practice, all of the gurus, all of the sages, from all of the last 8,000 years or so that have been committed to this practice, and that we get to integrate it into our lives. We don't take that for granted one bit. And I'd like to also take this moment to give gratitude for my own teachers and my own students who have been part of this journey with me personally over the last 15 years as a student, over the last 10 years as a teacher, and over the last 5 years as a studio owner. And then we also take this moment to acknowledge the land that we're on. United Yoga sits on Tongva Kech Gabrielino land, and may we continue to provide truth and reconciliation for past, present, and future generations. Yay. Well, I appreciate you all so much for being here, and it is such a treat. We have 4 speakers today that will be sharing their stories. Kimberly, Ingrid, Lonnie, and Amanda, who did our training over the last couple of years. And so I want to just get right into it, and we're going to start off with Kimberly Hahn, and I will give her the spotlight.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Kimberly Hahn, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Now I live in Covina, California, which is about 10 minutes from San Dimas. And I graduated with my master's in counseling at Gallaudet University, which is really the first deaf university in the US, and it's in Washington, D.C. So I went to college and became a counselor. And then I was also a counselor and an ASL teacher and a speaker. And I've just worn very many hats. And I also contribute time to the deaf blind community. And I also work for an Asian nonprofit organization as well. So I have been with my partner for 15 years, and I recently became a mother 8 months ago to my beautiful baby son. So I actually took my first yoga class, I want to say about 8 years ago, and that was in college. And I felt very overwhelmed in my first class because I didn't feel like I was good enough or that I could do yoga. Mainly because during the class, it was hard for me to focus compared to other students. I mean, trying to do every single pose, for example, dancer pose, I struggled with because I didn't know that what yoga really meant. But I was still fascinated by it, and I wanted to practice it on and off for about 8 years. So then eventually started going to a studio. I tried the gym. I just tried some YouTube. And so anyways, when I moved back from DC, I looked up different yoga studios in the area. And so I ended up finding United Yoga. And so I ended up taking my first class. And I'm like, oh, I never told them that I was deafblind until the moment I walked in there. And so when I got there, I told the teacher, I was like, hi, I just want to let you know I'm deafblind. And the teacher was so accommodating. She made sure that I was following along and gave me a lot of thumbs up of recognition that I was doing it right. And so it really felt like a good, comfortable place for me. So when COVID hit, at the same time, I got pregnant and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, what type of job I wanted to work, and where my life was going to take me. So I ended up finding a flyer a paper that I had wrote like different goals that I had for myself. And the first one on the list was I wanted to become a yoga teacher. And I was like, oh my, I still want to do this. So I saw on United that there was the 200-hour yoga training. And I thought about it, like, should I do it? Should I not? But I just kept making excuses for myself. And so I finally just stopped the excuses and I signed up. And I went and I finished my 200-hour training while in my third trimester, by the way. And before the training started, I just still had all those doubts. I had the doubts in myself. I mean, I'm going to be a new mom. And then also, like, what am I going to do? It's not really a stable job. Like, am I enough? Is yoga enough for me? And so through the end of this training, I felt like I had more clarity. I was able to know, like, okay, learning everyone's stories, but I felt more inspired and I felt like I had a place here. And I learned more so the value of yoga, and I learned in myself why I am here. So I really want to work and support my community. So I am deafblind, and I also work with the Asian nonprofit organization as well. And so I want to go ahead and give back to those communities. Now, many deafblind people may not even know what yoga is. What is yoga? What is wellness? What is mindfulness? And so I want to see how I can incorporate my knowledge and my teaching into the community. So I know many deaf, blind people have felt very isolated and alone at home. And so learning how to combine both communities together has been my goal. So I've tried to do yoga one-on-one and also in a group. So we go ahead and we talk about yoga and wellness, and also with access, because that's very important for myself as well. So I tried to make yoga more accommodating to the deafblind community through touch, because there's no right or wrong way to do yoga. When I got the scholarship from United Yoga, I was honestly surprised. I honestly remember how I felt. I was more like of calm, at ease, and also relieved. because I'm not one to ask for help. I mean, I didn't really want my partner to cover for me. I never told my friends or family that I wanted to do it or that I was signing up. I kept that all a secret because I felt very shy. Asking for money it's tough for me. So knowing that the scholarship was the community helping me to become a yoga teacher was just awesome. And knowing that this has happened to me twice, and it's really changed my idea on how I think about money and how I manifest and how we use money. So it taught me just the power of community and collectivism and how we support one another and when we need to do it. And that it really inspired me to bring back to my community, especially to the deafblind community and my Asian nonprofit community as well. I want to be able to set up scholarships for individuals to have the same experience as me. And so since this scholarship, I have had a new perspective on money. Like, we shouldn't have to just hold it in the bank or hold it in our account. What are we waiting for? I'm not telling you, oh, go and splurge on some fancy resort vacation. No, what I mean is, like, think about giving back to your community, the people who make and support us. So recently in May, I decided to go ahead and start having all my classes be donation based. And then I would give the money that I receive back to the community, to my non-Asian profit or my Asian nonprofit. If I didn't get the scholarship, I feel that my perspective on money and just the community, it would have never changed. So thank you so much. And I'm so happy to be here.
Yay. Thank you, Kimberly, so much for sharing your story and for choosing United Yoga Studio. I know that you had an opportunity to do a training somewhere else that did offer it specifically for the deafblind community, yet you chose our space. And I will never forget when you said that you just felt that there was something different about our studio. And when you saw our website, that you knew you wanted to do it with us. And so I'm personally really grateful that we were able to find something fortunate through the pandemic. When COVID hit, we were forced to take our current yoga teacher training to virtual. And what that allowed for us to do was to realize that it was possible that we could have a virtual training. And then when fall came around, we were able to provide the training virtually for you and your interpreter. And that was such an honor and such a privilege for us. And so I'm so grateful for you choosing us, for being who you are in your own community. And I got chills when you shared about your vision in offering more scholarships. And that's exactly why United Collective exists, because we want to support you in that process too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yay. So next we have Ingrid Saucedo, and she is, she did our training a couple cycles back, and she is just such a lovely ball of energy, and you can take it away, Ingrid.
Hello, hi everyone. How are you? My name is Ingrid Salcedo, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And my profession. So for most of my, I guess, life, I started doing insurance. So I was in the insurance industry since like 2011. So that's mainly what I've done after college. Right at the tail end of kind of getting out of insurance, I actually stumbled upon yoga. So I was, the way that I came across yoga, I'm also a mother of one. She is 10 now. And she has she's actually the reason why I found United Yoga, but I get ahead of myself. So I've done insurance for a really long time, since 2011. I was in a place that I really felt lost. I needed a change. A friend lent me a book, and that book led me to meditation. And through that book and meditation, I ended up being able to.
Oh, Ingrid, you accidentally muted yourself.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, good. So I lost my train of thought. So a friend lent me a book, and after she lent me that book, I started doing a lot of meditation. This was, I would say, maybe 6-7 years ago. And then I started doing yoga. I was always scared to do yoga at a studio. I never really put myself out there in that way. And it was just the fear of like failing, like my whole life, I always had this fear of like, I'm going to fail. I'm not going to do it. And I was like, I want to teach, like I would want to teach someday, but I always tabled it. I always kind of never shared that with anyone. And it was just there. And I was like, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. I started doing yoga in a nonprofit. It's a donation-based studio in LA. It's very small, and a lot of the people that go there are recovering from injuries. So it's called Heal One World, and they took me in. I would go in, make my donation, and I would take my class. And at that time, my daughter was taking yoga. So she, through Michelle, and actually through Marina, which is Michelle's cousin. And she's also, at that time, I think she was still a studio owner. She was hosting a family yoga, but one of her friends was my daughter's yoga teacher. I know, it's weird because I'm from Downey. And so I made my way to Marina's studio then in Orange County, and we took a class, and right away after the class, we just connected with Claire, which is my daughter's yoga teacher. And I think within like 2 months, I ended up starting the yoga teacher training, and it completely changed my life. I think it just, it really anchored my healing. It really inspired a lot more awareness. It allowed me to take up space, and it really did set a path of just being aware and having that vulnerability. And it's okay. So that's kind of where I'm at in my personal practice. And I think this is great. I think had I not had the opportunity to have a scholarship, maybe I wouldn't have done it, and I don't know and actually at the time I had friends help me with some of the payment. So I have a few friends that helped me pay for part of the portion that I have to pay for. United Yoga paid for the other part, and I did it. And it was really, 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 there were so many obstacles. And so I think that the vision is just having a space for everyone. And it's important to have a space. So give me just like 1 minute. We can cut this part out because I need like a minute. So I think United Yoga or United Collective is going to bring forth just a space for people to come together from different backgrounds. Whether you're coming from somewhere where you feel like you are heard or you're not heard, or you're, whatever ideals you have, I think everybody can kind of come together on the mat. And I think that that's important. We need community. And I think that the future of wellness, I think that matters, being able to fit in and being able to be accepted and being able to take up space and having someone tell you that is really important. So I think that's it. Sorry. Back to that. I'm so sorry.
Ingrid knows that we say surprise when we're crying. And then we don't have to apologize to cry. And thank you for, yeah, for showing your vulnerability, because that is something that we really, really encourage in our space.
Yeah.
And you said something, Ingrid, about like how it was weird, how like you were from, you were in Downey, but then you went to Orange County. And to me, it's like the weirdness is the divinity of all of this, that we are all
There-
connected.
Divine alignment is real. And I think that's what led me to that studio. So I think you guys having a space will just lead other people there. And so it's like that aha moment, like, okay, so I'm doing all this work. This is where it's leading me to this path. And so as a yoga teacher, I don't know where it's going to lead me because I'm still in the healing process for myself. And I think for my small community. So just being a better mother, being a daughter, a friend, within my own, family unit, I think maybe even eventually expanding, because I do want to make yoga accessible for anyone. And I do want to start something that's donation based within our community, because there's not enough of that. And I think Claire, which is my daughter's teacher, she actually is part of a community yoga studio. So I think we're just all connected, oh, there she is.
Yeah, Claire, who's here.
Hi. Yeah. So she is part of the reason why I'm here, and it's just crazy that she came from teaching my daughter to showing me to you guys. So full circle.
Full circle. Yeah, full circle. And Claire's actually doing our 300-hour teacher training.
Oh, amazing.
Too. And I just want to acknowledge you, Ingrid, because 3 of my sisters were single moms for me growing up, and I saw the struggle and the hustle. And so single moms have a special place in my heart. And especially as a mom of 3, I just really want to acknowledge you, because it's hard. It's hard to be a parent in general. And
Yes.
not only are you doing that and trying to provide, but you're also doing your healing journey, as you mentioned, and showing up every single weekend for the teacher training was not an easy thing for you to do, but you did it weekend and weekend out. You did it.
Yeah, it was just a lot was going on during that time, but I think it was important for me to show up. And so since then, I haven't really put together what I want to do, because I did have a set of goals and I have them there. But I think, actually yoga did lead me to where I'm at now. And I think just being able to have a space allows you to kind of have that awareness within yourself and being aware of your surroundings. And I know I'm touching on awareness because I think that it's important, having awareness. And I wouldn't have had that connection. I know it sounds dumb, but with other people. So if I hadn't had my yoga training, I don't think that I would have that connection with myself.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
And
I'm
that
yeah, we do. Yeah, we need to. And that is, just to take a moment here, this is the yoga teacher in me coming out, but yoga is the root word for yoga is yug, which means to yoke. And that means to connect. And we're connecting with ourselves, to connect with other people, to connect with something larger. And so, as you mentioned, so many people are living their lives disconnected. And this teacher training is really more of an opportunity for people to become students first of this practice, and to gain that awareness, and to get to know themselves more and the truth of who they are more.
100%. And I think that it's definitely it's been a journey for me. I'm no longer an insurance agent. I actually went back to school this year. So I'm trying to apply for a nursing program come spring. So that's kind of where it's taken me back. And, my yoga is what grounds me. It keeps me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh,
Just
so beautiful. And I hear that you're still on your journey and that you're just open. You're open to wherever it takes you. And I am so looking forward to seeing where it continues to take you. So
yeah, thank you. I don't know if I answered all the things, but I
you
tried.
did.
Oh, and I shout out my friends. I don't know if they're here, but maybe they'll be able to see it. My friend in Montana, which is Gabby, she's actually a personal trainer and a yoga teacher in Montana. Amazing person. Deanna, which is also one of my friends that is here. She's one of my best friends. My Jasmine, another dear friend of mine, and Maribel. They all help me kind of fund it, and they continue to support me. So having a community, I guess.
Yeah, community is so important.
Yeah.
And what you just described is your community, and community care is something that we so believe in. And so it takes not only us reaching out for help and asking for that support, but it also takes for many of us who have the power and the resources and the privilege to say, how can I help and who can I help? And so, yay, thank you so, so much for your specific community. And thank you for sharing and for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we are moving on to our next storyteller, Lonnie. And Lonnie, I'm so, so excited for you to be here today and to share. You also came into the training by this like weird divine alignment. And so, yeah, take it away. Go ahead and share your story.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you so much for bringing me into the space. I felt very honored to be selected. So my name is Lalani. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am from the Los Angeles area, so not too far from Ingrid, Bellflower. But I just recently moved out to the Inland Empire, so just really excited for like what that's going to bring for me now, being out in the IE. As far as my profession, I work in the nonprofit sector, so I work with young adults, high school and college age students. So, all of my career has all been around like helping folks and being any type of like level of support that I can provide. So kind of what led me to United, which Michelle kind of started to talk about a little bit, which was, oh my goodness, you talk about things that are in alignment. It was like just so crazy how it all happened. So COVID hit, the world was just a mess and I was a hot mess. Just a lot of anger, just feeling lost, stuck, not really knowing how to just like move forward. Like I'm working, but I'm just like, oh, I just don't really like this job. I just need something different for myself. And I always had took yoga. I've been doing yoga for some years now. And at one point in my time, I wanted to be a yoga instructor, but I just didn't have the confidence. I didn't see people in the space that looked like me. So I really just became like intimidated by it. Like, no, yoga's not for me. I can't teach yoga. You gotta like be fit and all that good stuff. I was like, I can't do it. But then sitting in COVID, I was just like, I need to do something for myself. And I literally just started Googling yoga teacher training. So I was Googling, I was on Instagram, and then I started to see how much they cost. And I was like, I can't afford this right now. Like my partner is not working. Like I just, that's too much. I can't do it. So then something just said, start typing scholarships. So I just typed yoga teacher training scholarships. And the first page that came up was United Yoga in San Dimas. I went to the website and I was like, oh my God, I know that Black girl. I know her. That's my sorority sister. So I messaged Jordan. I was like, hey, tell me a little bit about United Yoga. And she's like, love it. You should do it. And I was like, well, who owns it? Like, does a white person own it? Because I'm really like looking for something that like I could be a part of a space with like majority people of color. Like, what's up? And then she told me, and I looked at Michelle. I did some stalking, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. So I just went ahead and I did the application for the scholarship. And it was maybe 2 hours later, I got an email and it was like, hey, we'd love to have a conversation with you. And I was like, no way. I went downstairs. I told my boyfriend, I was like, they already emailed me back. Like, I'm starting to get nervous. Like, wait, should I do this? Then that's when all the all the just self-doubt. I don't have time. no, let me not do it. And I was like, you know what, he was like, just have a conversation, see where it goes. So I ended up meeting with Michelle, and oh, we started off with the meditation. I was like, oh, this is real. This is happening. So I ended up being able to receive the scholarship and went into the teacher training. Like, yeah, I want to teach people how to do downward dog. I want to teach people how to, sit in their poses correctly, all of that stuff. And I got way more than I actually expected from this training. It was almost like therapy. It was so crazy how we just walked in there day one, kind of nervous and scared. We're like sitting on our mats, like, okay. And then Ashley she let us do this 2-hour yoga class. And I was just like, okay, what's happening? And then we ended the night with talking, we did some more, we did some yoga philosophy stuff. And that's when I started to sit with myself and be like, this is beyond just yoga poses. And so yoga has it has really changed my life. Like I said, I'm a pessimistic person. I can be kind of negative. I'm indecisive. I doubt myself so much. And being in that space, in this safe space with these other powerful women of color, I was like, it was meant to be. And I was able to connect with folks, learn more about their stories, which then empowered me to really look internally inside myself. So as a result of it, yoga has definitely been a space of healing for me. I'm always going to be forever working on my process of healing. I'm never going to forever be like, I'm healed. What y'all want to do? I'm healed. Come talk to me. No. I'm always going to be working on myself, but I've learned to just put myself first. I was giving a lot of energy and time to other folks. And that's what created a lot of doubt. And that was the reason why I didn't know if I really wanted to do yoga, because I was like, well, I have this and I have that, and this and this and that. And I was like, no, this scholarship and all that Google search, it all came up for a reason, because I was meant to be here, right now. And so I've been able to just, work on myself. I'm a little bit more calm before I react and go off on people. I got to be like, whew, take some breaths. All right, let it go. Just let it go. I'm like I said, I'm putting myself first. I'm finding joy in life. And one of the other biggest pieces I learned was being able to use my voice. I have a voice, but I can sometimes get inside my head and be like, well, I don't sound like Michelle. I don't sound like Ashley. I must not be doing it correctly. And I remember one time Michelle was my partner, and I was scared out of my mind. She was teaching me how to do cues. And I was like, why me? Why do I have to be with the actual owner? And I was like, no, there was a reason why I was chosen to be with Michelle during that time, because I needed to let go of that inner critic that kept telling myself, no, you don't got this. You don't got this. And I needed to listen to the other side of my brain. It's you do have this. Use your voice, be yourself. Don't try to sound like anybody else but Lonnie Webb. And that always stuck with me. In class, outside of class, in my personal life, when I'm teaching yoga, be yourself, create your own story. And through that, you'll be able to impact and empower folks beyond what you actually believed in, because you really being yourself. And that was so big for me through this training. And, as a result of it, I remember Michelle at the end I was like, I want to have my own yoga studio. And oh my God, when she started telling me all the things, I was busting out crying. I was like, oh my God. She's like, you will have that studio. And I see you impacting so many folks. And so now I'm currently, teaching virtual yoga. I created a business called Rooted in Joy. Rooted in Joy is based off of actually my middle name, my grandmother's middle name, my other grandmother's middle name. We're all Joyce. And so that's kind of how I got the name Joy. And I'm very bubbly, have a lot of personality. And so I created this space for women of color, and particularly women who have always felt like, no, yoga isn't for me. And so bringing folks into that space to be it's beyond the yoga poses. It's about working on your inner self and keeping yourself grounded so that you can be geared up and ready for the forces that's going to come towards you as you get ready, as you continue to walk through life. So it's been a really fun experience for me. They're all donation-based classes. I really just want to create a space where women can feel their inner strength, they can feel inspired, they can tap into that joy, and also have a community for one another, because that is what I received from United Yoga. And I feel like it's my duty to pay that forward as well. And so super grateful for everything that, United Yoga has provided me. I'm grateful that I was able to receive the scholarship. I teach virtually. So I'm based here in LA in Empire, but all my classes are virtual. And as I think about like United Collective and like what it holds for the future of wellness, like I think it's inclusivity. I think it's empowerment. I think it's strength. I think it's about walking in your authentic self. And like Michelle just said, yoga is to yoke, is to connect. And United Yoga is doing that and beyond. And so thank you so much for this space.
Oh, thank you, Lonnie. I had so many chills as you were speaking, and it is really such an honor to hear what you're doing, and again, that you chose our space. And I'll never forget when we did our when you did practice teach with me, and you were so legit. Like Ashley said, your voice is fire, and we say this every single time. There's a few teachers in every training that really stand out in really finding their voice and their authentic voice, and you were definitely one of those teachers, and we're able to embody that and exemplify it for others. And there's such a need for you. Oh, look at us. I mean it, it, every single word. You are incredible. And gosh, I'm excited for that studio. I can see it. And one day I'm going to be walking into your grand opening, and it's going to be so awesome. So
thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle, Ashley, Marina, Heather. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so we have one more participant sharing today, Amanda Ramsey. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start with you, but I'm just so excited for you to share. And I remember the first time that you were in our space was on a storytelling night, and you shared your story. And yeah, I'm just excited for everybody to hear from you. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Michelle. Hello to everyone. Good morning. So happy to be in this space with you guys. Wow, United Yoga. Let's talk. I just love the team there. I fell in love with Michelle when she invited me. I don't even know how I even became a storyteller at your event that we had when we were sitting in the circle, but I'm sure it's due to She Stories and your sisters being involved in the storytelling nights. And it's just been an amazing journey. So let me introduce myself. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Ramsey. I identify as she and her, hail from the city of Chino Hills. And my profession is I'm a life coach, speaker, and entrepreneur, and founder of this beautiful, amazing women's community called She Stories. It's a storytelling community as well as a wellness community for women, and I also specialize in soul care. So what led me to United Yoga is first because I love Michelle and her entire family, and I had a yoga birthday party that my sister treated me and some of my friends to, and that was kind of like my first intro and experience into restorative yoga. And so it was a great experience that I had there. All my girls loved it. We had an awesome time. Fast forward to the pandemic. Now, back in 2020, seems like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. So many things were happening in my life from the top of the year. End of 19, fell in love with somebody. In February, had a breakup. In March, the pandemic hit. And at the same time, everything that happened with George Floyd and the social unrest in America. And so life was crazy, right? And I found myself in a place where I needed to go through some healing. I also closed my business. And so I had all these different moving parts going around. I was going through a lot of grief and a lot of loss. And me as an entrepreneur, when I ended something, I always would begin something else. I would always keep going, go, 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 go. So I had a conversation with Michelle. the yoga training came up and she was like, hey, Amanda, Michelle, have you ever considered, being a yoga instructor or a teacher? And I was like, not really, Michelle, but I don't know. I don't know if I should do it. And she's like, you should really consider it. It would be a great tool that you can use when you help women go through their life's transition. And I think you should really do it. And she really encouraged me to really consider doing the training. And, I was like, maybe, I don't know. And then my friend Debbie, which is a part of She Story, she's our therapist. She was like, you should do it. I'm going to do it too. I was a yoga instructor and I just love Michelle. And I want to go through this training with her and let's do it together. And she told me that she had a scholarship. And I was like, okay, let me apply for this scholarship. Let me just go ahead and do it. And I was led by God to say yes to all of this. I was just open to it. I didn't know what it was going to bring, but I said yes to the dress. So yes to yoga. I'm in it. I'm there. So I took the course or the training with Michelle and Ashley and the other instructors. And probably in the middle of it, I had like this divine encounter on the mat, right? I wasn't expecting any of this to happen. So I'm laying on the mat and when you're in a class, you don't have any of your devices, you don't have your phone, you have to pause, right? There's no other choice. You have to yield to the pause, right? And so in that moment while I'm laying on the mat, I had this powerful divine experience with God. And he was just speaking to me and he was like, you need to pause. You need to heal. Don't start anything. Just trust this process, this training for the next few months. Because there was times where I was like, I think I'm going to drop out of this. Because I just didn't feel like I wanted to do it. And I think it was a lot because my soul was just like fighting, in the inside, like was fighting the healing that I needed to go through. And I said, yes, okay. I'm on the mat and I'm like, okay. And, I had shed a few tears and I was just like, okay, I need to heal. I'm hurt. And this is going to be a part of my healing process, because I don't think that if it wasn't for Michelle and God using her to speak to me, that I never would have done it. And I would be in a totally different place right now if I would not have gone through that training. So I went through the training, y'all. I completed it. Yay! I'm a registered yoga teacher. And it was just a healing experience for me that allowed me to use yoga, not only to heal myself, but to help others heal. And I've had so many beautiful experiences with private clients, helping them through things like going through a miscarriage and finding healing within themselves and finding forgiveness within themselves and the guilt and the shame that they felt. And other women that have gone through experiences that needed to be healed in the process, right? So restorative yoga has been the thing that has been something that I can use for myself and to help others. So it's impacted my community. I started Soul Yoga. I also started Better Well, where I have the opportunity to go and do yoga and soul care and spiritual care for residential treatment facilities and other organizations and companies. So it's just been an amazing experience for me that I was just blessed with this tool to use to help other people. And I remember when I was at our graduation, right, with Michelle, and she gave out these little cards, and my seed card says, I have been the vessel to free the fearful hearted. And I have that on my mirror, Michelle. And I look at it every single morning to remind myself, because sometimes we doubt as women, right? Even though we have this training or you're going through the training, or if you're about to take the training, sometimes you may have doubt, like, I don't speak like Michelle, or I don't have, the poses. I can't do the poses like Lonnie. But Michelle, your words are on my mirror and I speak it every single morning. I got to remember who I am in this tool that I have of restorative yoga, that it was given to me to help others to free the fearful hearted. I reminded myself of that every single morning, and that this restorative yoga that I have fallen in love with, oh my gosh, you can have healing through stillness. And I've preached that. I'm like the evangelist for restorative yoga. It can change your life. So I say to everyone that's watching right now, If you are thinking about becoming a yoga teacher, do it. If it's in you and you're feeling it and you're questioning it, go for it. United Yoga is an amazing collective of women that are there for you, that will be there for you after the training, that will pour into you and help you to be the best that you can be as a yoga teacher. So I'm just thankful. I love you guys so much. I'm full. I love every single person that I've met in the training, that I remember some of the words that have still encouraging me today, that I can encourage other women with the things that I've heard, that I've seen, that I've experienced. So thank you so much, Michelle.
Oh, made me cry. Wow, there's just so much that you just shared that I'm so grateful for you sharing, because it reaffirmed in me why we are doing this, and why there's a need for it. And when you are called to do something this big, it is challenging every single day. You face these big challenges, and the resistance to give up and to doubt and all the uncertainty and the not enoughness. And so all of you sharing your stories today was a reminder for me, and encouraged me so much to keep going and to keep doing the work. And what I wanted to share was that I have these visions, and I have always had a heart for so many different communities, but I'm just one person. And so it was like, how I can't, do all this. And so the idea here is to continue to equip other people to go do the work in those communities, and the people that are meant to do the work in those communities. And that's y'all. And that's what we're hoping to continue to do, is to find individuals in these communities of need and support them through the process, and to equip them to go spread the gift of wellness and using yoga and restorative yoga to do that. And I just oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you very, very much. We thank you for everybody who attended today as well. We have this streaming on our YouTube. We're going to be posting it onto our page as well. And if you can continue to share with your family and friends so that we can raise funds, we have a goal. Our goal is to supplement the scholarships that we've already given for this upcoming fall training. In the last 4 years of the last 8 trainings, we've just given unlimited scholarships and just give it away. And so now the intention is to still give it away, but to also gain the support of our community. And so moving forward, we have given 4 scholarships for this upcoming training, and we're trying to raise funds to offset that price in order for United Yoga to be sustainable and for us to stay here and stay put and do the work that we're trying to do. And so you can visit unitedyogastudio.com/United dash collective, or what's the line? hyphen collective. And on that page, we have a donation box that you can donate to. And so something as small as $3 to as big as $500. If you can just share with family and friends, that would be so amazing. And I just want to thank everybody again. And you can stay connected with us via our social on Instagram, and you can sign up for our newsletters on our website to get our monthly email campaigns. Yeah, that's it. Oh yes, Ashley put it in the chat. There we go. Okay, thank you everyone so much. Just don't have enough words to say thank you. Have a wonderful day. Yay, and there's stuff in the comments coming at you too. Thank you, Caitlin and Shannon, for being here today to interpret for Kimberly. We really appreciate you. And yeah, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you, Amanda.
Bye. See you all.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.